you are between the promises of God and situations of life, what do you build? You build an altar of prayer. Because sometimes, let me tell you, rejoicing over what God has said is not complete. You have to rejoice and to war with prophecy. The Bible said, Paul speaking to Timothy, he says, according to these prophecies that have gone before you, he says that you may war a good warfare. Meaning, prophecy must be bettered. The Bible said Abraham built an altar. So it means that for the words from Bethel to come to pass, for him not to go through the situations of life, this is where people ask you, where is your God? This is where people tell you, but you say God said this one has not come to pass. But you say God will give you a miracle child, why has it not come to pass? But you say God will give you a wedding guy, why has it not come to pass? The Bible says at that situation of life, what Abraham built was that Abraham did not doubt God. The Bible said what Abraham built was the altar of prayer. This is when you rise up in the midnight and you hold on to the promises of God and you begin to speak in tongues, and you take the prayer gear from gear 1 to gear 5. If you are using automatic in the place of prayer, you take it from reverse, you put it to forward to drive. Is somebody getting what I'm saying tonight? It's called the altar of prayer. Shut the kapao. Is somebody get what I'm saying tonight? It's called the altar of prayer. This is where you will rise. This is where you say, God, you promised me. Listen, the worst thing to do when you don't see the promises of God is to complain. Because when you have not seen the promises manifest, what you need to do is that you need to bet those prophetic words in the place of prayer. It's called the altar of prayer. Somebody say the altar of prayer. Somebody say the altar of prayer. Somebody say the altar of prayer. Don't just start. Oh God, I am the blessed of the Lord. Glory. Listen, that is good, but it's not enough. You will have to take that I am the blessed of the Lord to prayers. I am the blessed of the Lord. So therefore, there is a mighty supply. I am the blessed of the Lord. So therefore, despite what the economy is saying, there is a mighty supply. Oh, I am the blessed of the Lord. And you begin to lambano. You begin to speak in tongues on that word. And guess what? The realm of the spirit is saying that you are establishing an altar. It's called the altar of prayer. Listen, and it's so funny that this altar of prayer has a way of navigating your children. The Bible said this was the altar in Bethel Abraham built. The next generation, we saw Jacob. Jacob now mistakenly slept after many generations. Jacob when he was wandering, moving, looking for direction, he slept on the altar. And the Bible said he saw angels ascending and descending. Hey! So you mean the altar Abraham built, renavigated? Listen. So long you're a prayerful person, I tell you the truth, the head of your children must be correct. If somebody gets what I'm saying tonight, because these things are called transgenerational encounters, transgenerational mantle. Show me a man of prayer, and I will show you a man that has secured a space in the spirit for his next generation. Is somebody getting what I'm saying tonight? Sometimes it may not look like it may look opposite of what you are even trusting the Lord for, but I tell you the truth, you can never go wrong on that altar of prayer. All you do, never change your confession, never change your prayers. Hey, this must change. Kabaraka sekete lebraha. Hello, Sapa. Listen, believers. You need to understand that this altar of prayer can also navigate you to destiny helpers. The Bible said it was even after this altar that Abraham raised that he met Melchizedek. Hey, and the Bible said Melchizedek brought the blessings. Abraham gave tithe to Melchizedek. This opened Abraham into another greater dimensions of prosperity. Believers, you need to understand that when you give yourself to tarrying in the place of prayers, when you give yourself to consistency, when you give yourself to intensity, when you give yourself to this thing called prayer altar, what is happening is that you will be meeting great men, helpers of destinies. You will be meeting important people at the stage of your life that will be taking you to your next level. I tell you the truth, many of us listening to me right now, it was prayers that navigated you to even see Joshua's generation. If you look at it naturally, there is no way you will ever even stumble on my video. No way. But something led to something. Just saw one guy on the screen saying, if you know you want to restore your prayer life, then this is what to do. No. Leave a comment, and you just say, oh, I like this guy. You like, you subscribe, you come again the next day. What is happening? All of a sudden, you are seeing global mentorship. All of a sudden, Kelo Bravie Leketa Diga Perege Diga Sokotokai Jitititai. The third altar of Abraham, because of our time. Because of our time. Genesis chapter 13. Genesis chapter 13, the third altar of Abraham. I'm going to 4 altars. Then we are going to close. Please permit me tonight. We are going to encroach further than 9 p.m. tonight. Please just permit me. All right. But we're not going to take too long. I just want to give you this third altar, fourth altar. Then we are going to go. The third altar of Abraham. Genesis chapter 13. From verse 8. Okay, let's read from verse 5. And Lot also, which went with Abraham, had flocks, herds, and tents. Are you seeing what I was telling you the other time? That Lot prospered because of his association with Abraham. Now, verse 6. And the land was not able to bear them, that they may dwell together, for their substance was great, so they could not dwell together. Look at verse 7. He said, and there was strife between the herdsmen of Abraham and the herdsmen of Lot. This was what? Strife. Verse 8. And Abraham said to Lot, let there be no strife, I pray thee, between me and thee, and between me and my herdsmen, for we be brethren. This was the first time they spoke in Nigeria pidgin English in the Bible. It was Abraham that invented it. He said, for we be brethren. Those in Nigeria will understand. If you are not in Nigeria, you are blessed. He said, for we be brethren. Verse 9. Is it not the one land before me? Separate thyself, I pray thee, from me. You take the left side, let me take the right side. And Lot lifted up his eyes. Now look at it. And Lot lifted up his eyes and went to the plain of Jordan and watered there. Are we seeing now? All right. Glory to God. Now, the third altar of Abraham, I think if you read down, you are going to see where Abraham built an altar. I'm currently in a haste now because of our time. People are laughing everywhere. Hallelujah. So, if you read down, you see Abraham built an altar. The third altar is the altar of peace. Somebody said the altar of peace. The reason why many people do not see answers is because they have strife in their heart. Believers, you need to understand this, that nothing shuts down progress like offense. Offense is the fence to your next level. That is why one way to break through easily is that you must learn to forgive. Somebody say forgive. The Bible said when Elijah was about to build an altar. Now pay attention. Elijah was about to build an altar where he would call fire. Now pay attention. Where he will call fire. The Bible said Elijah repaired the altar and brought 12 stones. What is 12 stones? The 12 stones symbolizes the 12th tribe of Israel. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? The 12th tribe of Israel. The Bible said as Elijah brought the stones together, do you know what the Bible said? The Bible said he called on the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and fire fell from heaven. How did Elijah repair the altar? He repaired the altar by gathering 12 stones. Prophetically speaking, by gathering the 12th tribe of Israel. You need to understand, believers, whenever there is conflict, I tell you the truth, the move of God cannot be there. Show me a place. Show me somebody that fell from grace to grace. I will show you a man that harbored unforgiveness in his heart. Abraham looked at Lot. He said, for we be brethren. We cannot be fighting like this. Let's just go our separate ways. So this is also trying to tell you that the fact you go your separate ways from people does not mean you are quarreling with them. Because you can go your separate ways in peace. You can go your separate ways to even guard your heart. So this is somebody getting what I'm saying? This someone is not trying to say you should go and recruit old friendship that have gone. Oh, are we together? Because sometimes you just need to separate for peace to reign. But you must listen. I and somebody we're talking today, and a statement. I know it's online right now. Somebody I really honor, love, and celebrate so much. I know it's online. We were talking today, and I mentioned a statement. I said, man of God, do you know that we should forgive people even before they offend us? That was the statement I made. I didn't even know I'll be teaching along these lines. You must let the act of forgiving people before you are offended. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? When you do that, you will not expect too much from people. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? Somebody say forgiveness. Let me end here. This is 9:02. Let me close. We're supposed to close by 9. This is the altar of forgiveness, the altar of peace. The fourth altar. Maybe I'm going to teach next week. Believers, you must learn to separate yourself from competitive spirit. Separate yourself from competitive spirit. You know, it's in Nigeria here. You are driving a car. You are very focused on. I know it happens abroad too, if I'm not mistaken. You are very focused driving your car because you see somebody driving. All of a sudden, you match the acceleration. This one must not pass me. Believers, you must understand this. God told Isaac in Genesis chapter 26. He said, "Do not leave the land Do not leave the land. The next thing that happened, the Bible said in verse 18, it said the Philistines started striving with him. So this is trying to tell you that you may be in the right place where people are striving with you. Ignore, move on, forgive. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? One of the things that ushers in sicknesses into the life. Listen, I've studied this in ministry very well. One of the things that limits people, are we together, that causes sicknesses in the lives of people is unforgiveness. When you forgive, you live healthy. When you forgive, you live longer. When you forgive, you live. Do not compete. Live a life. When stop God breakthrough comes for somebody, be happy for the person. Don't stop your own prayer life because you felt God did not answer you. You felt, oh God, they said if God bless your neighbor, is it not in your neighborhood? Why did God not start from my own neighborhood? God, must you start in the neighborhood of this person? Why do you not start in my own neighborhood? Is my house not even flat one? Yeah, you sure I'm not even praying again? No. You ensure that you are happy for people God has blessed, expecting your own testimony. It is that kind of heart, you see, that brings forth strong manifestations. Can somebody write forgiveness? It's called the altar of peace. It's called the altar of peace. Let me just brush through the last one. The fourth altar Abraham built, it's called the altar of sacrifice. This was when Abraham sacrificed Isaac, wanted to sacrifice Isaac. How many of you discovered that the breakthrough of Abraham sprung up after that season of his life? The major breakthrough that Abraham experienced sprung up after that period. It's called the altar of sacrifice. Show me a man that want to forcefully advance, and I will show you a man that has understood the place of sacrifice. Anyone that steps on this altar of sacrifice, the altar of sacrifice, they are blessed forever. Listen, to Abraham waited for God to speak. But to Solomon was like, I have to collide on something. Listen, whenever you're in that space of your life where you feel, oh, I need to leave this spot, when you feel there needs to be a next level, listen, the answer to that season is the altar of sacrifice. Have you been in a place in your life you are like, God, there is more, I need to leave this location? And listen, many people are very quick. Listen, many people find the altar of prayer easy, which is good, than the altar of sacrifice. But I've read my Bible and I've discovered that men that attended to this altar of sacrifice were never stranded. Listen, it is not all the time you wait for God to tell you give. There are sometimes you have to say, oh, I want to collide on something. Can somebody write on the comment section the altar of sacrifice? There's sometimes you will tell God, I want to collide on something. Something must change. At that point, you don't wait for God to tell you, give. Listen, there was a man of God. I'm not going to mention his name. He was like, God, I'm tired of this spot. I'm tired of this spot. And God told him, activate the altar of sacrifice. And you know what he told God? He said, God, I'm a giver. I've given everything. What do you want? Is it money? I've given. I've sown my seeds. I've done this. And God says, give your house. As I'm talking to you, he obeyed the Lord. As I'm speaking to you now, is one of the voices of revival on this earth as we are speaking. An American-based pastor. Is somebody getting what I'm saying tonight? Solomon did this, and the Bible said God visited Solomon in the night and said, ask me what you want. Is somebody getting what I'm saying tonight? Is somebody getting what I'm saying tonight? It's called the altar of sacrifice. It's called the altar of sacrifice. It's called the altar of sacrifice. Sometimes it may not be convenient, but it's called the altar of sacrifice. Is somebody blessed tonight? Are you blessed tonight? Are you blessed tonight? What are the four altars? Number one, the altar of what? Praise, the altar of thanksgiving. Second, the altar of what? Prayer. Third, the altar of what? Peace. Fourth, the altar of sacrifice. The altar of sacrifice is what will bet you into the life of supernatural supplies. It's what will bet you into the life of provisions. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? When men want to break new grounds, you need to understand that sacrifice is the answer. There was a woman, she has given. She had given to the point that she had a special bag. She can never, even if God tells her give this bag, she will never give. This is my best bag. And what she has even given is even more expensive than the bag. One day God came. He said sometimes it's not even about how big what you are giving. Sometimes it's how precious what you are giving. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? Sometimes it's how precious. And God came one day, my son, my daughter, I love your bag. I love your bag. Oh, I love your bag. Oh. Bishop Oyedepo said, Bishop Oyedepo is somebody I love so much. He said something that shocked me. Let me just share this story that we're going to go off. He said something that shocked. I'm going to give the announcement. He said something that shocked me. He said he's currently afraid of giving cars. He said because anytime he gives a car, he said his garage is totally filled up. He said when he gives a car, before he wakes up in the morning, cars everywhere. And he's wondering, God, who are these people, am I selling cars in my house? And God is saying, what you reap, this is the law of seed time and harvest. You sow a car, you're having more cars. Listen, it's so funny that sometimes it will not come immediately, but you need to understand that it is a covenant. The Lord said, as long as the earth remaineth, He says, seed time, harvest shall not cease. Show me a man of sacrifice, and I will show you a man that will never lack in time. All you need to do, so long you are sacrificing, you are speaking in tongues. You are speaking in tongues. Lord, as I am giving this, fill my barns. Let there be a mighty supply. You don't just do sacrifice with a dashing mentality. You give sacrifice with a what? With a seed mentality. Somebody say hallelujah.